Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 13 of our 10th free Get Up and Go challenge, our free 30-day challenge since the beginning of the pandemic. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And today we are going to hop right back into our SOAP framework, and we're going to talk about the A with respect to our finances, the financial A, the FA. What do we do? A stands for, in the SOAP framework, A stands for action. So story, our current situation, where we are, where do we want to be, creates a gap. We need to use the rest of the SOAP framework, the O, the A, and the P, to fill in that gap so that we can get from where we are to where we want to be. Now, yesterday we brainstormed options, and I want to show you, I actually did brainstorm my 20 plus options. I think I had 22, and then I stopped. So could I have come up with more? Yeah, I used to make myself make a list of 100 possible options, as crazy as they might be, in order to make sure I had a lot of alternatives to choose between. So today what we're going to do is we're going to look at those alternatives, and they're usually really diverse, right? There's usually a big difference. So it's not like we're comparing apples to apples. So we have to have tools or strategies. I like to have tools in order to analyze that. So I'm going to teach you today a tool called the urine analysis. I know it's a terrible name, but it's kind of appropriate for COVID. We do urine analysis for a lot of different tests. When I was younger, I had kidney trouble, and so I always had to go get urine analysis to find out what the composition of my urine was, because my kidneys weren't functioning properly. So we had to test my kidneys all the time. You do a urine test for pregnancy, things like that. I guess these are more woman-related things. Anyway, what is a urine analysis? Here's my cool graphic, which is actually made out of a magnifying glass sheath. We do what we can with what we've got right now, right, to get the job done. So what does urine analysis stand for? It stands for urgent, resources, important, necessary, energy, or effort. Now, how do we analyze that? What I like to do, and why I had you share 3 possible alternatives or possible options yesterday, was because we're going to apply the urine analysis to them. So you're going to take your 3 things, and let's see what I did. I need a magnifying glass, and then I can see what I selected. I selected a business consultation, coffee coaching sessions, or a workshop, a 1 to 3 hour workshop. Or I also said, well, we could tap into my savings, we could fundraise, or we could use credit, get a credit card or get a bank loan or something. I only want $2,000. So am I going to go get a bank loan? No, probably more likely to use a credit card, but I'm not going to use a credit card. A long time ago, I decided that credit cards for Christmas were a bad idea. And so I set a guideline and a rule for myself that whenever I want something, or I want to increase my expenditure in one area, I have to find a way to create and generate the income to cover that expense. This is no exception. So I make a little grid. You can see right here in my workbook, my little playbook, I make a little grid where I put the tool, the urgent resources, important, necessary, and energy or effort. And I'll explain each of these, and I'll go through a quick example using my financial situation, the thing that I'm working on. Remember, I want more money for Christmas. Current situation, short $2,000. Therefore, I want $2,000 more for Christmas. So what are the different ways I could do that? A business consultation. Now, a business consultation, a workshop, a coffee coaching sessions, those are really different things, right? Although they're all kind of similar, right? So if I say, are they urgent to do? Well, no, none of them are urgent, right? Except for my desire to raise the money for Christmas. So how would I rate them? We can rate them, and you get to decide your own rating scale. But I like to add numbers and measurement and take something from being super duper subjective to make it more objective. If I apply numbers to it or a rating system, it helps me to do that. So I could go from 1 to 10 in terms of easiness to hardness. For resources, it would be minimal resources to maximum resources. Or I could go necessary. Is it necessary to do this thing? Unnecessary would be 1. Super urgent and necessary are just slightly tweaky different. Is it necessary to do it? And depending on what your financial challenges and what your different options are, some of these will make more sense than others. Now, you can do a 1 to 10 scale and then add them up and see which one's got the highest number, and that can help you decide what alternative to do. Or you can do how many ever alternatives you're looking at, kind of like a nominal group technique, which we'll learn later on. If you've got 3 alternatives that you're looking at, the one that you want to give the most weight to, you would give a 3, the least weight to a 1. So say I'm looking at doing a business consultation, and is it urgent compared to a coffee coaching session or a workshop? Are any of them urgent? Well, it depends on the customer's needs and my needs. So, they're all probably about a 2. Now, will all of them be the same thing for some things? Yes. Now, resources, business consulting might require more resources, so I give that one a 1. Coffee coaching, all that means is getting on a Zoom call or a phone call with somebody. That doesn't really require hardly any resources, so I would give that a 3. And then the workshop, resources required for that. Again, you're going to need some resources, so I'd give that probably a 2. Important. Is it important to do any of these things? Well, it's important to me, however important it is for me to raise the money. Is it important to do a business consultation? Again, kind of like, is it urgent? It depends on the situation, and you have to ask yourself that question. But I would give this a 3 or 2 or a 1, 3 or 2 or 1. And then I do the same thing with, is it necessary? Is it necessary that I do this thing? And is it, how much, my favorite one that I don't see very many people do is energy or effort. How much energy or effort is required for me to do this thing, to take action on this alternative? Business consultant, that's probably going to take more energy and effort and have to be more professional than a coffee consult. And that's going to be the coffee consult will be a little less effort and energy required than a workshop. A workshop, for me, I've done them before. I can knock off a workshop in an hour to 3 hours, depending on the topic. So I want to ask myself these questions. I'm going to pop back to a previous challenge so I can give a better run through of this. Let me see. I did physical the last 2 times for this first time in the urine analysis. So for example, I put on here personal trainer compared to YouTube videos compared to mindset belief analysis. Now, those are really different alternatives too. So I rated them on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being least urgent, 7 being most urgent. Resources, 7 would be what are the most resources required. Most resources required would be a 1 because I want the highest number to be the one that I select. So when I add those all up on a scale of 1 to 10, I get 27, 14, and 13. So I would take action on mindset belief analysis first. That would be the first thing I did for this, which is the first thing that I did. So our action item today is to apply the urine analysis to at least 3 of the options that you came up with yesterday, right? So yesterday I came up with 22. I'm going to pick 3, and I haven't done this yet. You can see I haven't done it yet. I'm going to apply the urine analysis. I think I'll do the scale 1 to 10. No, I did 1 to 10 last time in October, so I'll do 3, 2, 1 this time. And I might add a few more alternatives just to give myself a clearer picture of what I want to take action on. And then our action item today is to share 1 action that you're going to take today. 1 action that you are committed to taking. Because we can do all this analysis. We can come up with decisions. But if we never take action, nothing happens. So today, our job is to figure out what we're going to do among alternatives and take immediate action toward one of those. Now, if I come up with business consultation is my number 1 thing to do, if I do that and figure out, I don't have to do the business consultation tonight. I just have to take an action toward making sure that that's a reality, and that will happen in, let's say, in this week, so that I can get the $2,000 for Christmas. So is this clear? I hope this is clear. If it's not, please ask questions. Again, it's a little bit funny a name, but it is actually one of my go-to favorite tools because it has nuances that help me to compare alternatives and options from our brainstorming that really are very different and not related at all. So again, urine analysis, urgent, resources, important, necessary, energy. Scale of 1 to 10 or 3, 2, 1. Analyze 3, share 1 action you're going to take in the comments below, and I'll be with you tomorrow for our P in the SOAP framework so we know what's next. Have an awesome day. I'll see you tomorrow.